Hello, my beautiful community. It's Lady Bodam here, and welcome. Welcome back to another episode on the Refined Female Leaders channel. Today, we're diving into one of my absolutely favorite topics, one that has not just shaped how I build brands, but how I build connections and how I build movements. Let's talk about marketing with feminine energy and why it actually works. If you're a marketeer, if you're an entrepreneur, or if you're a leader who's just trying to connect, then I believe today's episode is for you. So stay tuned. I'm going to get through this as quickly as I can. Now, when I say feminine energy in marketing, I'm not just talking about soft colors. I'm not speaking about, pretty fonts, as we'd say. I'm talking about a powerful approach to communication, a powerful approach that prioritizes connection over correction, that prioritizes attraction over aggression, and that prioritizes storytelling over shouting. And I'm going to really break down what this means and how you can begin to put it into practice from today. So, feminine energy in marketing is intuitive. It's very free flowing, it's relational, it's emotionally intelligent, right? It's magnetic rather than manipulative. And you're saying, listen, Lady Budam, every type of marketing is manipulative. I don't agree. It can be compelling, it can be magnetic, but marketing should never be manipulative. And then it's something that's deeply rooted in authenticity. And if you've ever listened to me more than twice or three times, you hear me speak a lot about this idea of authenticity, especially as female leaders. So it's about tuning in before you broadcast outwards, right? It's about aligning your message with your mission and speaking to the soul of your audience. So let's contrast this with what we've been taught. We say things like, traditional marketing says things like, dominate your niche, attack the market, crush the competition. Ever heard phrases like this? Feminine marketing says, serve your audience, nourish the space, build belonging. And yet, the latter part often wins loyalty, stronger engagement, and longer term connections. So let's look at a quick example. A masculine style campaign could focus on something like urgency and scarcity. Buy now before X is gone. 24 hours left to roll. That kind of aggressive. And there's a place for that. Feminine approach might say something like, here's what this would unlock for you, and I'm here when you're ready. They both have their place, as I've mentioned. But as women, especially women in leadership, women building a legacy, we must master the art of strategic softness. I love that phrase so much, strategic softness, because feminine does not mean ineffective. It means sustainable. Sustainable. Why does this work? Because human beings are fundamentally emotional beings. Doesn't matter if you're a male or female, and feminine energy really taps into resonance. So people don't just buy products. People buy stories. People buy values. People buy identity. People buy belonging. Think about everything that you use in everyday life. And some of these things are not even subconscious, or rather are not even conscious. They're rather subconscious thoughts. And you think, the first time I used this, X happened. And the first time I went here, I had this emotion. These are all the stories, the values, the sense of belonging, the identity that you're purchasing every time you pick up a certain item. Brands that are built with feminine energy feel like home. They're intuitive, they're personal, they're inviting, they're warm. Even when they're speaking to a large community, you feel like they're speaking just to you. And those are the brands that last. So I've led campaigns for billion-dollar brands. I've advised entrepreneurs that are just starting out. And I will tell you this, the campaigns that did the best are those that tapped into their audience's emotion. Those that made an emotional connection. When we say something like, we want a brand to be rooted in culture, what that means is that we want a brand to be such a part of the fabric of that society that certain moments are aligned and tied in with that brand. And that doesn't come from speaking to functional benefits, that comes from speaking to emotional benefits and how people feel when they interact with your brand, whatever your brand may be. So, how can you apply feminine energy into your marketing? I will give you 3 quick steps. First is tell the story and not just the features. And I gave an example here. Speak to the desires of your audience. Speak to the fears of your audience. Speak to the dreams of your audience. Speak to the hope of your audience. Speak to the identity of your audience. Give them a sense of meaning and not just mechanics. Have you seen how beautifully the Apple does this? The iPhone. They don't just tell you this phone can call, even though, well, all phones can call. But they speak to they connect to an emotional place. And that's why users who buy iPhones, even though the other people say that their camera quality is better, and some people say their features are better, those who use an iPhone are emotionally vested in Apple. It doesn't make sense, maybe practically, even though we found ways to make it make sense. It connects seamlessly. So what do we go out and do? We go out and buy the AirPod. We go out and buy a MacBook. We go out and buy all the other Apple things so that everything can connect in this a little Apple world, right? It's emotional. It's not logical. And that is when you build long-term loyalty. Second is build intimacy before you start trying to build influence. And what does this mean? It means nurture your audience. Use your email list, use your videos, use your captions, use everything that you have to speak heart to your community. Serve before you sell. All too often we meet someone and immediately we're thinking, do I have that can I sell to this person? How can I? No. Serve, give them value, build a heart connection gradually, and then you can sell. I was speaking to some members of my team and I was saying the principles of luxury selling: time and attention. The first time you meet someone is not the time you say, come and buy this expensive $1 million thing, but rather you're building relationship. What do you like? Talk to me about your dreams, your ambitions, your desires. How can I serve you? Oh, that tie doesn't quite go with this, sir. Do you want to match it this other way? And then you remember. And over time, you're building that relationship until finally you're able to get something that's significantly above what you may have got if you pushed for a sale in the first interactions. The third is honor your own rhythm. Feminine energy flows. I've said this before. So don't feel forced to market in ways that feel performative. It's okay to switch off once in a while. Build a rhythm that reflects your voice and that reflects your values. Build a rhythm that allows you to be you. So if they say, oh, you have to post 7 times a day so that you reach the people, no. Your people will not meet you if you post 7 times a day because it's not something that flows from you. It's rather performative. And for those who have the grace and the energy to post 7 times a day, I salute you. So, what am I saying in a nutshell? 3 things that you can do to apply feminine energy in your marketing. The first, tell the story, not just the features. The second, build intimacy before influence. And the third is honor your own rhythm. And if any of these things resonated with you, then don't just like this video. Don't even subscribe. Do you and I the favor of implementing. Implementation signals to your brain that you're ready for a new level, right? So audit your next campaign, audit your next caption, audit your next video, thinking about these principles that I've shared today. Am I forcing or am I flowing? The question is, what is one way that you're going to embody feminine energy into your marketing strategies? I would love to hear your thoughts. If you found this helpful, as always, like, subscribe, share with a friend or two or a sister leader who's looking to build with heart. And until next time, stay refined, stay radiant, and stay rooted in your feminine brilliance. I love you. I honor you. I'm rooting for you, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye now.